This is the official terminology in Moldovan law. And by official term, I mean if you go and have a child and you register it at the Oficiul Stare Civile, and they ask naționalitatea, by which they mean etnicitatea, Moldovan law uses the term nationality, by which we mean ethnicity. You will not have one of these options. You must register it as something called tzigan. This term is a term of self-identification for some Roma people, but also a highly pejorative term for other Roma people. So there is a problem in that under Moldovan law, you probably have only half of the terms that you need in order to meet sort of self-identification requirements. There should probably be a possibility to self-identify as one or the other, because some people do self-identify as this, but others regard this as a very negative term and would want to self-identify as this. This term here is used in some places, and it's mainly based on pronunciation in one dialect. Some of the Calderas dialects, without going too much into detail, use rom, strongly pronunciation, and that's been written out as this. So this is just a spelling difference of the two self-identifying terms. Yeah. This, not exactly this case, but a something like this has been litigated concerning Moldova. Are you aware of the case called Ciubotaru versus Moldova? Who knows this case? Anybody? Okay, right. He was listed as a Moldovan and said he felt like a Romanian and wanted to have his documents reflect the fact that he identified ethnically as Romanian, and over a period of 4 or 5 years, he could not have his records changed to reflect how he himself felt. The judgment of the European Court found Moldova in violation of Article 8. The court was terrified of getting into ethnicity questions. I mean, so they say Article 8 does not include a right to ethnicity. And they really were like, we're not going to touch that. It's too hot, basically. What the violation was related to the fact that it's sort of a data protection right. Their claim was that Article 8 was violated by the fact that he was unable to access his personal records at all and have them changed in some fundamental way around data and information that was personal to himself. So that was the nature of the Article 8 violation. I'm summarizing. I don't know if Moldova would be exposed on this question. Certainly, there are many people out there who would be offended to be identified as Tzigan and would not write into their records Yosun Tzigan. There are many, many people out there. So the fact that there's no possibility to claim an ethnic identity that people feel is the proper and authentic term is definitely a problem. And it's an open question as to whether it's an Article 8 problem or not, because that kind of thing has not yet been litigated. But I mean, in my view, there potentially is an arguable case. But this is a problem, because this is a strongly negative, pejorative term for many people. So many people having children, and it's not a surprise, therefore, that many people are listing themselves as Moldovan, because who in fact are Roman, because they're not going to claim to be tzigan, just a negative loaded term. Although, as I said, some people claim it as self-identity, but many people think this is a negative term. Romania has had a problematic discussion in this regard. Romania, the Roma community fought for this term and won it as an official matter in the 1990s. And then last year, I think, Parliament passed a law saying, you are tzigan. Terrible thing for a parliament to do. I mean, we say who you are, for the purposes of really not a positive move by the Romanian parliament. So in principle, the right is a right of personal self-identification, and at the moment, there's a gap in the Moldovan rules that should be fixed.